Welcome back to more Super Mario Galaxy. Last time, we entered the Ghostly Galaxy and helped a second Luigi. This time, we're going to try to finish up the Ghostly Galaxy. Our next mission is Beware of Boulder Geist. Once again, we're starting out at the Toad Brigade's ship. Luigi was kidnapped by the monster that lives here. We're actually starting out in a very different area than in the previous stages, but like before, we still have a rainbow star under there, and we can use it to very easily get back inside the manor and get past this chain chomp. And here we have a portrait of a Boo, but this is actually a special Boo called a Bomb Boo. Basically, if you spin near them, you can actually grab onto their tongue and swing them around, and use that to blow up various objects like statues. Over here, by the fireplace, there's actually a launch star that we can actually see. I kind of want to see what's under these crates first. Shake the controller, press Y to spin bomb boos. When they hit something, they go boom. Alright, so let's break this statue. And let's see where this takes us. We actually don't want to use the launch star right away, because there is actually a block with some star bits, kind of a nice little secret that you might miss if you instinctively shake the controller right away. And over here we have some more star bits with this little circle pattern, and as we make our way further through here, we also have the return of sling pods. Can I long jump this? Wow, that actually worked out better than I thought it would. So yeah, we can use these sling pods to scale this little tower. I also remember that the pumpkin Goombas actually have an additional attack where they can drop a little flame behind them. I actually just noticed that recently. Next up, we have some more bomb boos and some more statues. This one has a 1-up. And now we have to use these sling pods to make our way over here and get the Pulstar chips. Alright, this is actually a little tricky because they are moving around, so we actually have to line this up properly. Let's drop down and make our way to this diagonal one and time this like so. Alright, so now we're right in position to use the Pole Star to make our way to the next launch star. We're on this little small planet. This is actually kind of bouncy. If you ground pound, you'll actually bounce higher, if I'm not mistaken. And right over here, we have another launch star, so let's try to carefully make our way over. So we've arrived at a very ominous looking arena with a Luma shop. So we're actually not going to buy anything. Let's just see what's over here. This is Boulder Geist, our next boss. I feel like this is one of the tougher bosses, but it's still not overly difficult. We have to use bomb boosts to break the outer shell around Boulder Geist, and then when we can actually deal enough damage, something else will happen. It can summon these little like stone spires to kind of lock you in, but you can easily break them with a spin. I think one more hit should be enough to break the shell. And now his weak point is vulnerable, and so we need to spin another Bamboo into it. Or we can spin it directly into another Bamboo. In Phase 2, he is ready to throw hands, literally and figuratively. The fight itself isn't too difficult. He can obviously try to punch you. He'll also try to like drop his hands from above, which actually is not the worst thing in the world. The hands actually work as sort of a shield. They basically make it difficult to hit the main body. By the way, you can also break the boulders preemptively using star bits, but I'm kind of trying to hold on to star bits, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, when he holds his hands above, that's actually not bad, because it actually gives you a clearer shot at Boulder Geist. So in a way, it actually is helpful when he moves his hands out of the way. We actually broke one of its hands already, which I wasn't actually meaning to do, but it worked out really well. The gold rocks obviously have coins, which is great if you need a health refill. I am taking damage, which is slightly concerning, for reasons that will be apparent a little bit later on. Not the cleanest fight I've had of this boss, and yeah, that doesn't necessarily bode well, I'll say that much. I was hoping for the vertical attack, because I had two boos and would have gotten a clear shot there if he had raised up his hands. Oh yeah, he can actually break these too, which is kind of nice. One more hit from the right side will be enough. It's just a matter of actually getting that last hit, which is easier said than done sometimes. Alright, there we go. So we now need to hit the weak point again. So yeah, not the cleanest fight I've ever had, but we got through it. You got a star. Beware of Boulder Geist, Ghostly Galaxy. High score updated. Increased your star bit count. At the Ghostly Galaxy, we actually have two more stars to get. A hidden star and a comet. So obviously we're starting out with the hidden star. And the hidden star is located in a very spooky sprint. So first of all, we have to make our way to the entrance. And all we have to do is basically go over here and break this little rock that's sparkling to find a launch star. We have a very cool set piece. Basically, we can't go through the ground, obviously. What I mean by that is we can't go like into like the green areas. We have to stick to the main path, which is easier said than done because the path itself is actually moving and we have to follow it. I really enjoy Super Mario Galaxy a lot, and I realized that part of the reason why is because of how much variety there is. That was a little bit too close. But yeah, these basically act as pits, so the stage is kind of materializing and disappearing around us as we're moving, which is just a really cool set piece. I do feel like having 3 main stars and then a bunch of like smaller objectives is different than the other 3D Mario games that traditionally had more like 7 or 8 stars per level. But it's actually kind of nice having more variety by having so many smaller galaxies. So that opened up this and reveals a coin. Thankfully, this piano will not come to life, unlike another piano in the series. And we have another key. With a coin, not the most helpful thing. But I can actually hear the star. I see another key and a 1-up. I wonder if the key is tied to the 1-up, actually. I'm guessing it probably is. Yep, it is. But it's also kind of cool having this where you can actually see things, but you can't get to it because the level itself hasn't formed enough for you to even reach it yet. Alright, so we have a ton of coins and our next star. You got a hidden star. Matter Splatter Mansion. Ghostly Galaxy. High score updated. You increase your star bit count. Next up, we have another Daredevil comet at the Ghostly Galaxy. This is Boulder Geist's Daredevil Run. I'll be honest, I am worried about how well this is going to go based on how the previous one went. This is the exact same fight as before, except like with Top Maniac, we now have to defeat Boulder Geist with 1 hit point. You know, Top Maniac isn't too difficult, I find. Boulder Geist is actually a little bit difficult to defeat without taking any hits. Like, the fight itself is not bad, it's just a little bit nerve-wracking when you're actually trying to avoid taking any damage whatsoever. Let's try to get both boos, like so. That was a good start. And here's where things start to get a lot more interesting. You do get star bits from this fight, so again, you can break the boulders with star bits, which is not a bad idea. It's definitely more helpful in this version of the fight compared to the original fight. Alright, we didn't actually deal any damage to the main body, unfortunately. My advice for dodging the boulders is just keep moving. Also, Boulder Geist does destroy the bamboos, so keep that in mind. Again, kind of clearing a path here by breaking those. It's good to kind of keep the arena as open as possible. I'm also kind of circling this way for some reason, like clockwise, partly because, actually I don't really have a reason, it's just kind of like my preferred way of going about this stage. But yeah, I feel like you could also run counterclockwise too, and to dodge attacks, but for some reason I usually end up going clockwise. In the second phase, he typically does summon, like, multiple Bombus, which is at least something. In this case, we only got one, just because I had to say it, I guess. I just had to jinx it. I'm very susceptible to jinxing, and I have mentioned that in the past, I know. So yeah, I always hesitate to be like, yeah, this is going great, because usually that's when I end up messing up. So yeah, I'm still very much not confident that we'll be able to get through this first try, but here's hoping. 2 more Bombus to go. And we had a nice opening there. I'll be honest, I'm really happy we got through that first try. You got a star! Boulder Geist's Daredevil Run. Ghostly Galaxy. Increased your star bit count. Before we continue on with the remaining galaxies here, I want to talk to the Hungry Luma outside. Hey you! Yeah, you! Got any tasty star bits? If you feed me a bunch of star bits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 600 star bits to curb the hunger pangs. That's it, I'm stuffed. Here we go. Transform! The Drip Drop Galaxy has appeared. Alright, let's see what this is like. Our only mission here is Giant Eel Outbreak. Alright, so we have a ton of penguins and giant eels under the water. Let's see what's happening. Ever since those big eels showed up, we haven't caught any fish. Get rid of those big eels. Alright, that's a little bit easier said than done under the circumstances, and by under the circumstances, I mean we're Luigi. Again, Luigi has slightly different properties underwater. I also just realized there's a lot of water in the kitchen, and oddly not in the fountain. It's kind of backwards, actually. There are red shells that do home in, so keep that in mind. That will definitely be helpful, instead of having to like manually line up shots against every eel. Yeah, swimming is Luigi's biggest weakness, and definitely where he struggles the most. Luckily, we can surface at any time. Also, it's a little bit disorienting, actually, swimming like this. That was a life-up mushroom, I suppose. Which I don't know how helpful that really is. We also have Torpedo Teds from Super Mario World. Those actually don't show up very often. That's kind of unusual. Yeah, you'd think all the water stages would end up being in the fountain, yet here we are, spending a lot of time underwater in the kitchen. So yeah, red shells are your friend here. Remember, you can also use yell to break if necessary. But yeah, they home in to speed this up considerably. Actually don't remember how many eels are actually here. Also, the shells do respawn. Yeah, also, you can surface at any time. It's actually kind of a ways to the surface. Yeah, it's a pretty small planet, but it is actually kind of a challenging mission. Again, Mario has a much easier time because he doesn't lose air when spinning. That's the biggest thing, because even throwing a shell causes you to lose air, which kind of sucks. Overall, that actually went pretty smoothly. Not too many missed shots, and we have our power star by this sunken ship, which is right over here. You got a star. Giant Eel Outbreak Trip Drop Galaxy. Galaxy complete. High score updated. You increased your star bit count. A new chapter has been added to the storybook. One other thing I meant to bring up... Oh, Luigi's gone, so he must be looking for another power star. One thing I actually meant to bring up is that the song is different now that we've powered up part of it. It's a slightly more upbeat, and there's like more instrumentation to the observatory song. I do like how it changes over time, to kind of show that it's coming back to life. I fell all the way down. I feel like side flips are really unreliable in this game, so I end up like not using them very often unless I have to. So, next up is the Buoy Base Galaxy. This is the Floating Fortress. This here's a floating fortress. We call it Buoy Base. But nobody's using it now, so we're just here for upkeep. Welcome to Buoy Base. Guess what would happen if we blew up that underwater weight? Come on, guess. Give up? That tower in the middle of the water would float right up to the surface. Alright, that sounds like a challenge. Again, there's a lot of water in the kitchen. I like the music in this stage, and also it's dynamic, where if you go underwater, it actually will change instrumentation. It's a really nice detail. Again, Mario Galaxy has a great soundtrack. So we have to break this by luring a Torpedo Ted over to the weight, like we would with a Bullet Bill. So yeah, let's just kind of wait over here and then kind of swim to a void. Alright, so by doing that, we also have a path up to the tower. There's also a pipe down there, but we'll go over that a little bit later. For now, we need air. So let's try to quickly get back over to the surface. This is probably one of my favorite songs, actually. Buoy Base has an amazing soundtrack. And I actually can't remember if it even plays anywhere else. I guess we'll find out. This is the wrong way. So let's head over here, across these little platforms. We have more of these little bubble launchers to get in the way. These will send us outwards. There's also a sling star over there, which is kind of interesting. We have these little push walls. I actually don't know if they have a specific name other than push wall. We also have thwomps. Can I trick this out? Like, do I have to go all the way around, or as Luigi, can I just jump up? I actually wasn't clinging to that. Oh, that enemy had a rough time there. So yeah, these will basically launch you out. Obviously that's bad, because then you have to climb the entire tower again. So yeah, let's just go the intended way. Who left those water shooters on? Hey, would you give that valve over there a twist and turn them off? Alright, so let's time this and make our way over to the valve. You also get a little spinny enemy to give us a boost up to this screw over here. And that causes this entire mechanism to start moving, and reveals a Polestar star chip. So basically, we have to make our way around this tower, collecting all the Polestar pieces. There's actually one above the swamp, so let's drop down and pick this up before I forget, because I am actually likely to forget that one if I don't pick it up immediately. Again, side flips are just not the most dependable move. I feel like the timing of like when you have to like start backing up is just a little picky in this. Now I was a little bit too close, I almost fell straight off the tower. Alright, I see another one. So let's carefully make our way over here. There's very little risk in this stage, it's just very time consuming if you actually fall, because then you have to go all the way back to the top. So now we can use the pole stars to make our way up here to this like spherical structure. We also have this little electric wave launcher, but we have to basically make our way to the top and unscrew this part. And that kind of reveals that this is basically an upside down Pokeball. Yeah, kind of interesting actually. But yeah, it is upside down essentially, but yeah, that's what I'm immediately reminded of. And we also get our next star. You got a star, the Floating Fortress, Buoy Base Galaxy. High score updated. Increase your star bit count. When we've completed most of the one-off galaxies, it said Galaxy Complete. But it didn't say that because Buoy Base has 2 stars. So we'll be getting that star along with the star at the next enemy hideout next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Super Mario Galaxy.